Hello everyone and welcome to today's session. I am so excited to have you all here and we dive into our web penetration training. It belongs to cybersecurity, ethical hacking. Today we'll start the first series training of web ethical hacking and bug bounty training as you see in the slides. So let's dive without wasting time. Now I need to show you our training outlines. In this training, we will cover many topics related to web. We have introduction about what is a bug bounty, what is a website. We talk about some basic and concept of web structures. Then we have web fundamentals. We learn about web fundamentals and components like web server, client, and different elements as well. So we have what is web server. We talk about web server to understand the web hosting environment. Then we talk about how to learn how to build a website. We can go step by step how we are using the language, coding language like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build a simple website, to understand the structure of the website, how it works, because this is very good for our training in web ethical hacking or hacking of the trainings. Plus, it gives you a very deep information and you know how to manipulate the website as well during the ethical hacking penetration. Also, we have another subtopic like what is footprinting. We'll talk about footprinting related to a website, how to get information, how to find the hidden folders and directories of the websites, and how to find the vulnerabilities as well. Also, we'll talk about Burp Suite tool. It's very famous and strong tool for web security manipulation, or you can use this web for penetration as well. Also, we have SQL injection attack. We can use this technique of SQL injection. We learn how the hackers do some injection inside the MySQL, for example, or database to retrieve the hidden information of the password and usernames and different information as well. And also we talk how to mitigate this threats or attack. Also we have XSS, which is cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. Is look like the hackers inject a malicious code inside the website, and we have three types of malicious code for cross-site scripting: reflecting, based, and DOM. We'll talk in details about the three techniques or attacking techniques from the we learn how the hacker do his injection inside the website to infect the client and steal the cookies from the client, or maybe redirect the client to a phishing website and so forth. So we have CSRF, which is a cross-site request forgery for the attack, for web server attack. Also we talk about clickjacking. Clickjacking we talk in details also to understand this kind of attack. And at the end we talk about denial of service attack or distribution denial of service attack related to the web applications, so or DNS. So let's dive to the next slide. Talk some introduction about bug bounty. What is bug bounty? Bug bounty is a program. This program structured a method how to the external researchers or pen testers need to test application software or any application website about the vulnerabilities, about the weaknesses, the bugs, okay, especially security flaws, and report those vulnerabilities to the owner of the website and exchange for money rewards, monetary rewards, and maybe can be as a famous because many of bug bounty researchers, after they found zero-day vulnerabilities, they have their own CVE after and register this CV under them names, then they be very famous and they have a good records in their CV. Also, the other incentives look like gaining money, maybe getting gifts as well, and good communication with the owner of the websites or company. Why company use bug bounty programs? Because they need to improve their security postures. Okay, they allow the external researchers, after getting the permission from them, to find vulnerabilities, and that internal team might miss to find the vulnerabilities. Also, it is cost effective because it is cheaper than hiring a full team open testing team, because we give this task to external researchers, of course, by getting a permission, and once they found any vulnerabilities, they will get money based on the vulnerabilities, instead taking a long time with their own team and hiring a very expert team with high salary to do this pen testing. So it's better to give to others and do it in cheap rate. Okay, so we have community engagement, where encourage the others or the researchers collaborate with the security community and the company, where they have good relationship. Maybe they have some good beneficial in future between them. Also, we have continuous testing. It is unlike periodic audits. Bug bounties are ongoing. Maybe in future they enhance their software or application, web application. Also, they are afraid to have weaknesses. That's why they give this chance again to researchers from outside to find any vulnerabilities, especially for the famous and enterprise company like benchmark companies. They are afraid about their reputation, any risk or security butcher risk, or be jeopardizing to any vulnerabilities, can affect the fame of the company. Maybe it can lead for bankrupting or lead for a bad scenario to lose a lot of money. And maybe if you are talking like bank, if any breach to the credentials of the customers of the bank, of the clients of the banks, that mean will endanger this bank, put it under high risk, and maybe client will not more register in that bank, and that bank on the time or by the time he can lose a lot of clients and maybe lead to bankrupting or something bad as well. So who participate in these programs? Okay, ethical hackers, I mean the white hat hackers, security researchers, penetration testers, and sometimes students or hobbyists. First, talk how it works. Scope of definition: the company specify which system or application or API, application programming interface, or website are in scope to allow to be tested. Not everything. Give him kind of scope. Okay. Also, list out the scope items. Maybe they need to check against DOS attack or social engineering like phishing and so far. Also, who hunt. Okay. Security researchers test the in-scope system for bugs, especially critical ones like the web attacks, like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, remote code execution, and privilege escalation, also authentication bypassing. After the researchers, he can hunt those kind of attacks. He need to make a report. So the researchers submit a detailed vulnerabilities report, including step of the reducing, proof of concept, and potential impact, suggestion for mitigation as well. So validation: the company will review those reports and validate them to confirm this bug is real, not fake, or maybe it's not previously known. Rewards. After that, if the company validate this attack or report against the attack or vulnerabilities, now the bug bounty will be established successfully and accomplished successfully, and also the researchers, he can get a rewards, could be monetary payment from $50 up to 100,000 based on the criticality of the website of the company, okay, and on the severity of the attack as well. So it can get a place on Hall of Fame, will be a famous in the field of cybersecurity, that researchers and get good name between or among the other researchers as well. Also, it has swag, which is get a gift like t-shirts, stickers, and this can give indication that I have a gift from X company because I found a bug or a vulnerabilities, so I have an evidence for that. Now about bug bounty, how you start to do bug bounty, okay? Most of the enterprise company or benchmark companies, they have a program to let researchers or pen testers to research about vulnerabilities, check about the vulnerabilities, to find any severe or any kind of vulnerabilities and report them to that companies. But he cannot do it instantly with his own, okay? He needs first to go to the official channel, okay? Official channels like HackerOne platform or Background or Sanac or Integrity, those kind of platforms, they have the programs for a famous company, not only those in the screen look like Google, Facebook, Microsoft. There are hundreds of companies, they have a program to find their bugs or flaws or vulnerabilities inside their websites and through those kind of official platform. Once you register on one of those platforms, you can search for details, which company they have their own requests, and you can join one of the company or two company, three company requests to find their vulnerabilities. After you be able to successfully find the vulnerability and doing the report, you need to communicate with the company through the channel, and after that you get a response of it's okay, and after that you get your bounty and gift. What is the website? As you see in the here picture or the diagrams, we have a web server, this web server, and we have a client, which is a web application. So the client, he need to communicate or to reach to the Facebook services. What he will do? First, we'll put the facebook.com, which is the URL of the Facebook, and of course the DNS server, okay, could be inside his company or his ISP, or it will be in the cloud. It will translate this human name, which is facebook.com, to computer language which can understand in IP addresses. Because as we know, in the networking training section, we have 7 layers of communication for between devices in networking. We'll go through 7 layers, okay? The first 3 layers are application layers. Then we have number 4, which is TCP layer, which is responsible for port numbers for the applications, and also responsible for end-to-end communication between the devices. So that's why we need to translate the name to IP address, and the router or the devices can understand the IP addresses, because when you need to route or to access to the different devices inside the networks or internet, you need to access to find their IP address. So DNS, it can translate the name, human name, definition like facebook.com to IP addresses which can be understandable by routers or network devices. So we have a website, as said, website including a web server, and of course behind the web server should be this application server and database server, but the web server will be near to the internet because web server can communicate with the clients and as front end. At the back end, that web server can communicate in the back end with application server and database server to retrieve the information. For example, let's talk step by step here. We have user enter URL facebook.com. The browser send a request to the web server, okay, and the web server retrieves the necessary HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. Then the browser of the client who receives information and render the website for the user to interact with the server. Here in details, I can go step by step how the communication are started and accomplished. So first one, the user enters the Facebook and the browser starts requesting the Facebook. Then the browser checks the local cache. If have a local cache about this Facebook IP address, it can send directly. Otherwise, he need to, because the local cache can reduce the DNS lookups because he already accessed Facebook recently and he has the IP address of Facebook, no need to make DNS lookup. But if you don't have, then the DNS server resolves the IP address, finds the Facebook web server IP address, then the TCP connection established. The TCP, the network communication end-to-end, will be established and data can be exchanged after that. So the HTTP, layer 7 HTTP for the application can request to send to the Facebook and ask the website for content, okay? Then the Facebook server itself do processing of the request and fetches the user data including HTML, CSS, and Java. Then the server sends a response back to the client and provide the web page content. After that, the browser in the client can render the web pages, display the Facebook homepage and all the content related to the users. So the last slide for today's slide, we can talk about the type of website. We have static websites. It has pre-written for HTML file, no dynamic interaction, okay? Because dynamic interaction, it needs a lot of JavaScript codes, okay? So we have dynamic website, use database and server-side scripting. It use scripting for Java, and plus it has to connect with database server as backside. For the web server, connect in the front end with the clients all around the world via internet connection. But behind the web server, it can retrieve the information from the SQL or database. It's called database server and application server as well, to generate the content and retrieve the content dynamically and give it to the clients. We have e-commerce website where you are using payment processing like Amazon, Shopify. Also, we have web applications, interactive tools like email services, online banking, Gmail, PayPal, and so far. How it works, the HTML provides a base structure because HTML language is responsible for the structure of the web page. Then we have CSS, which is style elements to make them visual appealing. With color, with style of the text, and doing all kind of these parameters and features. Also, the last we have JavaScript, add interactivity, where interactive between inside the web page, where I can press something to get something. This is need JavaScript. Or look like you have buttons, click the buttons, we get some information, and so far maybe can move to the other pages and so far. So today's session, I will finish with this slide. Example anatomy of sample websites. We have, for example, Facebook, the front end of the server. He can communicate with the client using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The back end, as I said earlier, it has logic database handling using different language, PHP, Python, or Node JavaScript. Also, we have a database stores information like user data, password, or different tables with information. Some example MySQL, Mongo database, and so far. Also, we have hosting, where the site filter files are stored in the internet, because there's many hosting company like GoDaddy, many other companies can host your website. When you need to host, you need to upload all the files up and do the proper configuration, then your site will be ready for others. Real world case study. Consider Facebook as a complex website with back end that store data. Stores user information or data in database. When you need to access to your Facebook, you need to use your username and password, and the web server application can send this to database and ask database about this username. It has this password. If he said yes, I have this password, he will give him the password, and he said yes, you are okay, your access is successfully accessed. Otherwise, it can deny the request and give him unauthorized access. Uses artificial intelligence algorithm to personalize the feeds. Also support millions of users worldwide, because as we know, a Facebook company or website, it has millions of users worldwide. Through a scalable web architecture, it has a lot of servers, domains, subdomains. Yeah, it needs. Thank you for today's session, and next session I hope I can go to the website, let's say concepts. Okay, which one here? First, we can show you how to build a website step by step. Then I can give you some fundamentals and components of the website. Okay, then we do footprinting to gather information, and we do Burp Suite. I can give you Burp Suite details training, how to do brute forcing and some web attack scenarios as well. We have like SQL injection, cross-site scripting. So each one of those subtopic like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, it has many sessions, because I will start from zero till hero. I will be mastering this kind of attacks. And please keep patient with me, and don't forget to subscribe and do make likes, and to encourage me to do more videos. Thank you for today. Be safe and take care of yourself. Thank you and goodbye.